Is Jamal Murray officially done? The NBA is currently experiencing an injury reign. Mention a superstar and there's a huge chance that he's currently injured. LeBron James, Giannis, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, all currently injured. And now Jamal Murray has been added to the list. What the heck is going on? After the games on Wednesday, the NBA regular season inched to a close as 3/4 of the total games have been played. This makes it a perfect time to make NBA title predictions, but with the prevailing injuries in several teams, the tides have changed, and the championship is even more open than ever. At some point last year, December, the Lakers seemed like a safe bet to make it champions. However, with the recent injuries, it doesn't seem as confident anymore. Unfortunately, this is the same fate the Denver Nuggets have to suffer as title underdogs as their star player sustained an injury against the Golden State Warriors on Monday. At this point, this injury raises a ton of questions. Is this the end for Jamal Murray? Is he done with the season? What does his injury mean for the Denver Nuggets? Welcome to Courtside, your one-stop channel for every buzzing NBA news, rumors, and game analysis. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share this video with your pals. Let's see how it all started for Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's injury. In the final minutes in the game against the Golden State Warriors on Monday night, Jamal sustained a left knee injury on a drive to the basket. The Denver Nuggets ended up losing 116-107 to the Warriors. Interestingly, the injury was completely a non-contact one. During the game, Jamal suddenly crumpled to the ground and held his knee, screaming in pain. Immediately, the medical staff of the Nuggets came forth with a wheelchair for the player, but he declined and was helped off the field, limping, with the help of 2 staff members. Right before the injury, he had scored 17 points in 33 minutes, even though he just returned from a 4-game absence due to a soreness in his right knee. At first, nobody could guess the extent of the injury, and on Tuesday morning, the player underwent an MRI to determine how severe the left knee injury was. After the MRI, the Post reported that a surgery was not in the picture yet, but the player was expected to travel back to Denver with the team. The MRI also showed that he had a torn ACL in his left knee, according to the Denver Nuggets announcement on Tuesday. Coach Michael Malone said, "Obviously a very down locker room. Yeah, we lost the game, but everyone's thoughts are with Jamal and hoping he's going to be okay. Just an awful feeling. Keep Jamal in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully we'll get some good news." After the coach's statement, a few NBA stars also used the opportunity to show their support for Jamal, coupled with wishing him a speedy recovery. Steph Curry, the Warriors star, was one of the first players to publicly wish him well. He said, "My heart goes out to him. I hope that he gets the best news possible. I was right there when he went down, and that's always tough. Any injury in this game, but one in that kind of situation, I hope he gets good news and he has a speedy recovery. He's such an amazing talent. You saw that last year." But the latest update shows that the player might not be coming back anytime soon, as he'll be out of the team till the end of the season. This comes as a huge blow to the Denver Nuggets, who have been on a tear lately. At several points in the season, a number of reporters and NBA analysts have chosen the Nuggets to be underdog title contenders. During the trade deadline, the Nuggets acquired Aaron Gordon and JaVale McGee to help boost their roster in a bid for a deep postseason run. A run led none other by then Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Unfortunately, the NBA season remains a little over a month, and it appears like the Denver Nuggets will be performing without their second leading scorer. Before the injury, it appeared like Jamal was having his best season with the Nuggets. The 24-year-old had a breakout performance in the NBA last season, where he recorded an average of 26.5 points per game and an average of 6.6 assists, a form that helped the Nuggets have an impressive postseason run. This season, he brought the same level of production to the court. However, things started to slow down for him this season, as it took a while before he could find his efficiency. But around February, his play caught fire and began shooting 51% from the field and 46% from deep. Before his injury, he was averaging 21.3 points, 4.8 assists, and 4.0 rebounds. He also began recording career highs during this season, a performance which was an important part of Denver's success. The absence of the player is nothing short of devastating because he's not replaceable. His absence would also mean that players like Michael Porter Jr. and Will Burton would have to step up their game to be able to make up for the lack of Jamal's offense. Presently, the Nuggets are currently in the 4th place in the Western Conference playoff standings, which is 1 game above the Lakers. As expected, Jamal was currently devastated after the team announced on Wednesday that the player will be out indefinitely. The coach mentioned that Jamal's anguish was shared by the entire team. The coach said right before the Miami Heat game, "It's been an emotional 36 hours. Jamal is devastated, and understandably so. I think the team is also a little. We understand the importance of Jamal Murray. We're a better team when Jamal Murray is healthy. He's almost second in every major statistical category on the team behind Nikola." Jokic also said, "It's a sad thing, of course. Me and him, we have a lot of connections on the floor. We're really good with each other on the court, and we're going to miss him on the team. He's a big part of our team, but that doesn't mean we're going to quit, you know? It's a really bad thing that happened to us, but we need to keep moving forward." In the team's first game without Murray, they had 6 different players score in double figures. Without Jamal, the team would have to put a renewed faith in the likes of Aaron Gordon and also try to adapt to life without the player. How do you think the team would fare in the absence of Jamal? Well, let's find out. What does this injury mean for the Denver Nuggets' championship dreams? As earlier mentioned, every member of the team has to step up in the absence of Jamal. Interestingly, some of these members of the team have to shoulder even bigger responsibilities. One such player is Will Barton. Will Barton used to be Murray's backcourt mate in the starting lineup. At age 30, the player is averaging 12.8 points per game from a record of 15.1 nightly points last season. Without Jamal on the court, the scoring of Barton has to become better. Fortunately, in the 4 games that Jamal missed before this major injury, Barton had averaged an impressive 17 points per game. Furthermore, Michael Porter Jr. is another player who has to become better in the absence of Jamal Murray. However, Porter has been doing well since the absence of Jamal, but he has to go out of his way to become even better, which mainly consists of scoring more goals. In his last 8 games, he scored 20 points in 7 of them and made an interesting 55.4% of these shots from the field. This brings us to Monty Morris, the player who is most probably going to take over the Jamal Murray point guard spot. This season, Morris has recorded 10.4 points and 3.3 assists in 26.3 minutes per game this season. According to recent stats from basketballreference.com, he has the 5th highest win shares on the team. The Denver Nuggets have arguably one of the deepest benches in the whole of the NBA today. The bulk of the work still rests on the shoulders of Nikola Jokic. Jokic is still a leading candidate for the MVP award this year and also a 3-time All-Star. This season, the star is averaging 26.2 points, 10.9 rebounds, 8.8 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. With this sort of gameplay, talent, and intelligence, Jokic is enough to lead the team to the NBA championship. Without Jamal on the team, the Nuggets still stand a huge chance at winning the 2021 NBA title simply because of Jokic. There is no doubt that this would have been easier with Jamal, but they still aren't completely rolled out of the championship race without him. It'll surely be difficult for Jokic carrying the team on his own, but as Dirk Nowitzki did in 2011, carrying the Dallas Mavericks to their title without Karen Butler, their 3rd leading scorer. We have concrete reason to believe that Jokic can do the same for the Nuggets. But Ben Rohrbach from Yahoo Sports has a very different opinion. The analyst believes that the team's hopes have been dashed, and this injury is going to affect them next season. The analyst argued that even though Morris and Facundo Campazzo are fine players on their own rights, none of them came close to the talent of Jamal. In addition to this, Barton and Paul Millsap can be free agents at the end of the current campaign. If any of these players leave, it would be a drastic blow to the team. This is because next season is expected to start in October, and at that time, Jamal Murray will most probably not be in full strength. But the Nuggets are pushing forward with everything they have. They've been tagged underdogs since the season started, and Jokic has asked that it remain that way. With around 16 to 17 games left on the table, the Nuggets have a chance to use these games in their favor. Do you think the Denver Nuggets still stand a chance at winning the championship without Jamal Murray? Or do you think it's over for them until next season? Tell us what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are Courtside.